Guys, you've got to take hold of this. This is something that doesn't happen often. The reason I thank God is I remember being in other companies and thinking, I will never get this opportunity again. I want to be where all these people are excited, where they're in something that just takes shape and their businesses start exploding. That's what we have right now. The reason I want you guys to understand, I want you to understand from somebody who's never played in the Super Bowl, from somebody who's been on the wrong side of timing for 11 years in 2 other companies, how blessed we are, how golden this opportunity is, but you got to go seize it. It doesn't happen by just showing up. You got to go take action. This is too big, so the first thing I want to do is I want to thank Chris and Leslie and Jerry and Carolyn, because 63 months ago, they told me if I put my head down and went to work, we'd be able to change our lives and other people's lives. And what I'm going to tell you is, everything they told me they do, they've done and more. And guys, people talk about network marketing. I don't see any government bailing out any network marketing companies. I also want to thank my sponsor, Brian and Betsy McClure, for all their help in being persistent and consistent. I want to thank Eric Johnstone and Krista Flowers, because I promise you, I've been wearing them out for weeks. How many people registered? How many more tickets? I also want to thank my team, because without them, this would not be possible. Love you guys. And I also want to thank everybody in Ambit Energy. 15,000 people. What can 15,000 turn into the next 2 or 3 years? Guys, we need to get focused. We need to come together as a group. We can move mountains with what we've got. Everything is lined up for us to take advantage of this opportunity. What do we need to do? Well, you're going to hear some of the things we need to do. Show the plan. Go out there, gather loyal customers. Well, what I want to talk to you about today is something that I focus on. When I get a new consultant going, we talk about goal setting. To me, there's 4 different goals that you need to focus on. The first one we talk about when you're a brand new consultant, your why. Guys, have a strong reason to work this business. I ask people when they get started, why are you doing this business? I can tell within 5 minutes whether they're going to be successful or not. When they tell me it's only $4.55, I'll try it, they might as well quit. When they tell me it's because they've got kids they got to pay for their college, or they want to do more for their church, or they want to get out of debt, the chances of that person being successful go way up. So you need to focus on your why. Now guys, what I can tell you about the why is it changes, okay? It changes from time to time. Number 1, your why. Let's talk about your vision board. Have multiple whys. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's your church, maybe it's vacation. I'm going to be honest with you. When Danielle and I got involved in Ambit, October 7th of 2007 at 8:38 p.m., our goal is to work hard for 5 years and create financial freedom for our family. Well, I want to personally thank Danielle, because without her, I would never be able to be successful like I am. It is a team effort. I also want to thank her because she gave me the opportunity to go out there and be on the road 6-7 days a week. And our dream was to go out there and create a lifestyle after 5 years that we could just be proud of and share with our friends and share with our family and do a lot of things. And I got news for you, we're there, okay? But guys, your why is going to change. We've hit our why. We've hit our financial freedom number. What I'm telling you is to go back and evaluate your whys. Your whys are constantly going to be changing. You know, ours was to become financially free. You want to know what our goal is now? Is to help as many other people get to where they want in this business. And what I'll tell you is, the stronger your why, the better the chance you'll have for success. Why do I tell you that? Because let's be honest, this is a $455 business. It's easy to quit when things don't go good. It's not always fun. It's not always easy. You're going to come across negative people. Why does Wayne Lynch continue to build his business? And some of the leaders in this room, because they had a passion, a burning desire, a why. That's the first thing. You need to get in touch with your why going into 2013. The second thing you need to do is you need to constantly be working on your next promotion. The higher you go in the compensation plan, the more money you have a chance to make. The more money you make, the more things you're able to do for your family and other people's family. So you need to get promoted to the next level. If you're an RC, you want to be getting to SC. If you're an SC, you want to be getting to EC. If you're an EC, you want to be getting to NC. Now what do NCs do? Well, you should be focused on getting your team on 5-star trips. You should be focusing on getting yellow jackets. You should be focusing on getting purple jackets. I'll be honest with you. Orange looks good with over 3,000 people and people standing in the back, but I'd rather see 3,000 yellow jackets. better yet, how about 3,000 purple jackets? Guys, now you need to know what it takes to get there. See, if you're sitting down with a new person, you need to draw out 526. Show them how to get their customers. Show them how to sponsor. Show them what they need to do to make our first promotion. And then to get to the second level, same thing, RC to SC. People need a roadmap. Now, guys, it gets a little bit more difficult when you go from SC to EC. Because now it's not about just putting 6 people in or putting 18 people in. Now it's about helping people do what you just did. And see, that's when it's real important to help that person. Take them by the hand. Show them what they need to do to become a senior consultant. And guys, the other thing I'll tell you is, how many people are SCs in the room? Can you raise your hand? And I'm sure all over the country, we've got a whole bunch of them. You've got to help people accomplish what you just did. And you also need to know what you're working with. Guys, you're looking for people who are like-minded. You're looking for people who have goals. You're looking for people who want to do this business. Guys, set a date. I ask people all the time, when are you going to be EC? When are you going to be SC? When are you going to be RC? You know what I'll tell you? When somebody says, well, I'm thinking about it, they don't know. When I ask somebody and they say January 1st, it's amazing how many people got promoted for January 26th simulcast. Guys, you need to be focused on a date. You need to know what you're working for. You're continuously looking to get to that next level. What else? Know your finances. Set financial goals for 2013. How much did you make in Ambit Energy in 2012? You should be increasing that year after year after year. I'm going to give you a quick example on this. So number 1 is know your why. Number 2 is being focused on the next level. Whether it's RC, SC, EC, NC, yellow jackets, purple jackets. You want to continuously be working for the next level. Now guys, here's a formula we use. It's not science, but when somebody sits down with me and they ask me, Ray, I want to make $100,000 this year in Ambit Energy. I said, okay, it's realistic. The first thing we need to do is we need to get you promoted. You need to get the senior consultant. Then what I do is I look at their residual income from 2012. We figure out what their average residual income is. Let's say somebody asks me, I want to make $100,000. I say, great, what'd you make in residual income in 2012, an average number? They say $3,000 a month. We multiply that by 12, that's $36,000. We subtract that from $100,000. Guys, that leaves us with $64,000 over 12 months. What does that mean? That means in order to make $100,000 a month with a $3,000 a month average residual income, you got to average $5,334 a month. Then what I do, I walk them through the plan. I say, guys, let's look at the promotions that we have. Let's look at the promotions we might have. If you go sponsor 2 consultants a day as an SC, or 2 a month as an SC, we know there's going to be about $1,000 coming off that. How many people need to come into your RC code? How many people need to come into your SC code? If you're an executive consultant, congratulations. You've got $12,000 more towards that total. But guys, you need to work backwards. You need to take people who have a burning desire to change their lives, and as leaders, it's up to us to show them what they need to do to get there. That's what we do in this business. And then we give them a plan. And then what do? We take massive action to help them hit their numbers. Show them what it takes to get there. And guys, number 4, number 1, again, we talked about your why. Number 2, about getting promoted in the compensation plan. Number 3, financial goal. And one of the things I spend a lot of time on is team goals. Because the way you get to the top of the compensation plan and get a purple jacket is by helping a whole lot of other people hit their goals. What are team goals in Ambit Energy? Well, you need to know how many people on your team are getting promoted to RC, to SC, to EC, to NC. I'm always looking for talent. I'm a talent scout. I'm always looking to see who can I help get to the next level. I'm proud of this group right here. From upstate New York, I remember meeting them all when they all got involved, and they're all executive consultants. You are sorting the people and you're helping those people get promoted. What else is important? Guys, I go live with people in my group. I want to help them get on 5-star trips. This is a life-changing event when you can get somebody and their spouse on a very nice trip with Chris and Leslie or Jerry or Carolyn. You want to focus on helping people on your team be successful. There's no better trip than that. Take advantage of that. What else? Guys, let me tell you this story. I got involved in Ambit on October 7th of 2007. I'll never forget my sponsor, Brian McClure, said, hey, you're in good shape because Ambition is in 2 weeks. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, we've got our big event called Ambition. It's in 2 weeks. And he gave me the date, and I had a good friend of mine, Walter Hughes. We had a surprise birthday party for him in New York City. I said, Brian, I can't make it. And he looked at me, he said, well, what do you mean? I said, there's just no way I can get down to Ambition this year. And I was heartbroken because I know how important these events are. But thank God for a gentleman by the name of Norbert Hennessy, because Norbert went down, he was into business less than 2 weeks and took 3 other people with him for a total of 4. That first ambition, October of 2007, there was 4 individuals on my team, and I wasn't one of them. Why do I tell you that? Because every event, we're talking up the event, we're trying to get people here. Guys, at this simulcast today on January 26th, we've got over 3,000 individuals on our team registered for the simulcast. Now, you might be saying, well, that's good for you. I started with 4 and I wasn't one of them. So what I'm going to challenge everybody in this room is, the simulcast is over in 4 hours. How many people are you going to have on your team at Ambition 2013? And that's what I'm going to start talking as soon as 6 o'clock comes today. We're going to get the announcements, and the next thing I'm focused on is making sure that September 11th through 14th, down at the American Airlines Arena, that we produce like we produced before. And Chris and Leslie and Jerry and Carol, I got news for you. There's no doubt in my mind that this event is going to sell out this year. In fact, there's no doubt in my mind that you need to call up Jerry Jones and tell him he needs to open up a date for us on a weekend in early September 2014. Guys, this is what we do. We are constantly setting goals, and the other thing you need to do, you need to go find accountability partners. You need to go talk to people on your team, cross line, up line, and make sure that you're setting goals, that you're helping people get promoted. I've got the honor and pleasure of bringing up somebody that, in my opinion, is probably the best that I've seen on my team doing this. He was last year's Crystal Sphere Award winner. He's been on multiple 5-star trips, and I'll tell you this, as an executive consultant, he's got more people registered on his team as an executive consultant than anybody in Ambit Energy. Please help me welcome out of Massive People, New York, my good friend, Mr. John Haas.
You know, setting your goals high is critical, but writing them down, breaking them down and tracking them is what is going to make those goals become a reality. You know, sometimes just setting a goal high enough isn't enough. You need yearly, monthly, daily goals. You need daily goals. Why? Because your daily agenda, what you do each and every day, will determine whether you are successful or you're a failure at Ambit. It's as simple as that. If you don't do Ambit one day, the next day, you're not doing your business, all right? You have to break your goals down into daily tasks that you can control, that you can do. Ray asked me to take my little book of magic numbers up here. I write down everything in this book, all my goals, how many people I want for Simulcast, Ambition. When I was going to SC, I would write down all the RCs that were in my SC code, how many customers they had, how many personally sponsored, how many people in their organization. I would call them up. How many invites are you doing each and every day? I'd ask them, how many people do you got to invite before you get them to look at a business presentation? How many business presentations do you got to show before you get one consultant? They would figure out how many invites to look at the opportunity they would have to do in the amount of time they wanted to get their next promotion. We'd break it down into daily goals. You know, you're going to have some bad days in Ambit. Days that things aren't going so well. It's not growing as fast as you want it. Newsflash, nobody's business is growing as fast as they want. Is yours? I know mine's not. I want it to grow a little bit faster. But when I'm having a bad day, I get in touch with my why I'm doing the business. I take out my book. I see where I was, where I am now, and what I need to do step by step to get me closer. Ambit is a journey. It is a journey. It's not a destination. It's a journey. I always tell my team, always be happy. Never be satisfied, but be happy. Be happy you're moving along the path. It doesn't matter whether you're flying a jet or hopping up and down on a pogo stick. As long as you're going in the right direction and you don't quit, sooner or later, you will get there. I hope to see everyone down in Ambit